Hi everyone. Good morning, good evening, good night. How does this find you? You were able to do the list? Ah, today I was in the morning doing my homework of uh, writing down the list inside the pyramid. Um, it's a very bizarre, uh, bizarre situation. The people coming inside was like watching me like I'm in an office writing and working, and I was inside the pyramid. So it was fun. I've been reading some of the comments today, and I've seen that some of you may have some conflicts with doing this list, and I would like to clarify some of them because the whole month will be like this: a teacher giving homework every day. Not even there won't be there won't be weekend. No holidays for this month. And the first issue is I hate doing this. So one of the reasons why we maybe have a conflict with doing this is because for sure maybe when we were childs we had like this kind of a big tiny trauma at school when they were pushing us to write down to correct our mistakes uh, by repeating the words and all this kind of task, and they were pushing us to make this list to write down. Maybe those things can create us a conflict when we have to write down, to when we have to do these kind of things. So how can we transcend this? Um, and the reason why we have a trauma is because usually this was something that we hadn't do for ourselves. All the pressure of that, or all the hate that we have on doing this specific task is because usually in our lives uh, we were pushed to do it by for others, not for myself. So this task is for yourself. So this is something that you have to do for yourself. It's not a homework I am asking for you to do. If you don't want, you don't do it. So simple. It's not something that will, I don't know, that will be bad for the exam because there's no exam. It's just for yourself. And it's something that helps you to focalize, to put your attention and to make it physical. Because otherwise, when you just think in one, your mind just go away and starts to fly around. But when you write it down, it is there, and then you can go and check it again and watch it. The reason why we maybe have so much problems doing this concrete task is because for sure when we were kids someone was constantly saying put order in your room, order your book, order this and that, and that would be like kind of a trauma for some people. Of course that for the people that is more balanced, no balanced, for the people that is more mental and analytic, for sure it would be like very easy because it was like it's something that calms the mind to write down. So it's totally the opposite for the people that just flies around. Myself, for example, I used to do a list every day of what I was supposed to do, what I was supposed to do that day. Even if I wouldn't do that, I would write down a list for every day, just to have it, to to feel comfortable. So for the analytic people, would be very difficult to imagine, for example, maybe. So when we reach the month in which we will have to work with imagination, that would be something hard for those people. So this is one of the main things that we need to acknowledge when we realize that we want to put order in our lives. If we want to put order, we need to write it down, to organize it, to put each one of the issues in its own place. And this is for ourselves, for our own order. So it's just a tool to do that. Imagine that what happens is that I was looking in the comments, that was so difficult because we usually say about yeah, we have beliefs, and I have a lot of beliefs in my life, and this is my belief, blah blah blah. But when you are supposed to write down your beliefs, suddenly it's like if your brain is saying, wait a moment, what is my belief? What do I believe? And it's very difficult to acknowledge what are my beliefs. And what is worst is which ones are positive and which ones are negative. If you cannot figure out which one is positive and which one is negative at first, just make a neutral list of your beliefs, and then by thinking about them, you just difference each one by trying to understand which one is positive and which one is negative. And the reason why it's so difficult to write it down is because the beliefs is like the essence of who we are. So our body is trying to protect who we are. It's like the blood. The body is trying to hold the blood inside because you need it to be alive. So imagine that the blood of your mind is the beliefs. So this is why it's so difficult to understand what is the belief, which one is my belief, and to write down the belief. The mind is trying to protect itself. And of course, we are not even speaking about when we have to transform a belief. So remember that a belief that is positive is the one that pushes us to do something, that helps us to express ourselves, to expand. And the negative belief is the one that pushes us back and limit ourselves. For example, a positive belief is something that maybe we share here, which is to believe that we have been sent by someone in the universe to change and to help the planet Earth. That we have a purpose. That's a belief. That then that could happen or not is different, but that's a belief. And that's a positive belief because it helps us to move forward and do stuff for the world. For example, the universe is just expressing vibrations and atoms and molecules that makes me be here, alive. But for for example, not even me, I know if that I know from the universe is real, because it was just translated into my beliefs. For what is positive, I believe, is something that helps us to make meaning, to put a meaning into things, and to order things, to put an order in things. After that, anyone has its own belief. So this is just one of them. So there's the other belief from that same thing, that maybe you can say nothing has any sense. I am just a formation of molecules, and I don't worth it. I don't have nothing to give. I don't worth anything. So it doesn't matter what I do, or I'm useless. So imagine that this belief, when you see it from the biological or physical aspect of the universe, is not real, because everything that exists in the universe is because it creates balance, because everything in the universe is trying to organize and attach in such a way that creates harmony in the creation. So if you are if you don't worth, so you wouldn't exist. If you exist, it's because you are so important that the universe needs you to exist. So imagine, and it's not just talking about God or a beautiful, I don't know, expression of the masters and beings in the universe that are given a sense and meaning. No, it's just three atoms that join together and say, if we don't create this person, we all die. Look how this position creates a positive belief that helps us to do stuff for the world, and a negative belief that is something that pushed me down unnecessarily. The most funny thing of all this is that none of them is true. No one of the beliefs that we have is true. No one. But are those beliefs the ones that give meaning and understanding to the reason of why I exist? So what we are doing now is not trying to understand why. It doesn't have any meaning, nothing. So why do we do what we are doing now? It's because we are not judging that. Now we are working in what we have, in our beliefs, without judging. So we are working with Virgo. So Virgo is not asking what is the sense, the meaning of all this. Virgo is saying, okay, I have all this mess, so how do I organize all these parts? So what is the meaning if I am doing all this, but doesn't matter which belief I have is not real. Anything is real, so what do I do? And that's a philosophical concept that we will leave it for Scorpio. Okay? Not now. So Virgo, doesn't matter for Virgo about the meaning of life. For Virgo is, let's put order in life. Don't do existential questions right now. what we are going to do now is to just focus in the tiny things, the specifics. So what I was trying to say about the beliefs are not going to tell you the truth, because they're only perceptions of the truth, is that we are not here to look for the truth, because the only way you will reach to understand the truth is through the tools that you have now. So we have to understand the tools in order to picture the truth. The task, the homework that I gave you, and I will give you all this month, is not just for these days. It's for the whole life, because we go from one belief to another. So if we cannot acknowledge each one of the tiny things that forms us, that made us through life, we are not going to be able to find that truth in ourselves and to understand how to handle it. That brings us to our day today. The crown chakra is all about beliefs, and the third eye chakra is about qualities. Remember that third eye is a chakra that goes to sleep and that awakes. Okay? So goes to sleep and awakes. Remember that qualities also can be called abilities, characteristics, well, all the things that I can have, that I can express. Qualities, abilities, characteristics. So we can have these attributes, these qualities, these abilities awaken or sleeping. The qualities or capacities are not related to I know how to paint very well. Qualities, above all, are related to the things that you in your personality have. It's not about what you can materialize or do. It's about what are you in your personality. Are those things that it's not necessary for you to be doing it so people could understand it? It's something that you just simply are, and people can notice by just watching you. It's not about to think like in astrology, because it is an astrology, of course, but don't think about the things you learn from yourself in the outside. I'm speaking about the qualities that you know that you have within and that you express even if you don't know about astrology or whatever. And also we have to acknowledge that the qualities, usually the qualities are things that others see in us and others say to us. Like, you are this, you are that. There are things that usually other people tells to you. So most of us are really ashamed to say or to acknowledge which qualities we have, because we think that that would be very selfish to say. So one of the reasons why we have to write down our qualities is because recognizing the qualities is not to be selfish, is to realize, what do I have? As I have some beliefs, I also have some qualities. So we have qualities that are positive and qualities that are negative. And of course, qualities that are awakened and qualities, and I have, and qualities that are slept and I don't have. The qualities that I have are the ones that I share with others. And the qualities that I don't have are those that I admire in others. So the positive qualities would be those that helps me and nourish me, but also helps the others and nourish the others. And the negative qualities would be those that helps me, but doesn't help the others. So let's write down all these qualities that we have, and don't be ashamed. Don't think you're going to be selfish, and be sincere with the positive and the negative that you may have. For example, I write the two main ones that I wrote for myself. For example, myself. As a positive, I believe, I think that I am, that I have a quality of a good communicator and a good educator. I think that, I feel that this is one of my qualities, my positive qualities, and I recognize that. And maybe some of you or some people would say, no, you explain yourself as hell. I don't understand anything. Okay. Anyway, I believe I am a good teacher. So for example, as a negative, I recognize in myself that I have a lack of empathy. Because for me, sometimes it's very difficult to feel the pain of other person. I cannot understand it. I don't understand why people may be suffering, for example. And so when I look someone that can hug someone when he's suffering and put all the energy in that person, for me it's like, wow, I would love to have that. So those are like two examples. And then, of course, you will reach yours. So remember, qualities are not things that you have learned in your life, are things that you have with yourself since when you are born. Okay, it's like for me, explaining and teaching, I did that since I was a child. Nobody teach me how to make speeches or how to talk or how to teach. That's something that is in my soul. Okay, that's why it's not qualities that I acquire through life. They are qualities that you have from the moment you were born. Each one must to work with this at its own time. So when you feel yourself like, I cannot do it, I don't know what to write, I cannot do it, it's like, okay, take the double effort to write down, maybe stay 1 hour, go back again, but try it. Okay, I know that for some people, like for example the Cancer people, they would be like 1 month trying to complete the list, because it will meditate, it will cry a bit, and the Aries people would make the long list in just 5 minutes and asking what's next. Okay, so each one at its own time. Okay, so remember that the qualities are attributes of our personality. So what we are doing now is trying to understand each part of our personality, to understand who we are. The vibration we are going to activate, with which we are going to activate this third eye today, is Na. Na. The statement of today is, I am a conscience emissary. So the information of today is the note Sol or G. Solve polluti. It says, forgive our faults. Apologizes Diakon in his poem. For he knows that we can never reach divinity's perfection. Occupying the fifth place in the scale of C major, the soul note has its alphabetic name of G, and its universal energy projects the balance on all things, the higher heart center, where the unconditional love is expressed, that holds and at the same time frees all existence. I am consciousness emissary. Consciousness. As always, we massage the body, we caress the body, yawn, stretch. And relax the body. I focus on my breathing. As I breathe, I thank my body for being the anchor of the spiritual in the matter. Take a deep breath and bring the oxygen through your nose, going to your lungs, heart, blood, organs, and muscles. As I breathe in, I feel the heat within myself. The temperature that I have and how it goes through my skin, filling up my aura and all the energy around my body towards every direction. I become aware that the same energy that is within me and goes out is the same energy that is connected with the I am over my head. With my imagination, I bring all this energy around me towards my head, filling up this greater and brightest light over me. I feel the I am coming inside my body through my crown chakra, and I perceive this crown made up of all my beliefs. Take a deep breath and bring this light of the I am to the core of my head, to my third eye. I recognize that in this center lies all my potentialities, the ones that are projected into the outside world, and all the projections and perceptions that the outside world has from myself. I also recognize that here it is where my consciousness awakens or sleeps. Is the center of my personality, who I am. Who am I for myself, and who am I for the world? So it's like this with my vibration as I activate all my qualities of my personality. Take a moment to realize that each one of the qualities that creates my personality, that are awakened or those who are asleep, are the tools that help me realize who I am. I recognize them. I pronounce my qualities. The first that comes to your mind, I pronounce them to myself to recognize. I simply say them. I am, I am. I recognize them. I am that. And I activate them with my sound. As I pronounce my sound, I allow the light of the third eye to expand, bringing light, clarity to my qualities, recognizing that each one of them are those who make me who I am. Are those qualities that helps me to understand in which aspects I am aware, I am conscious. And this is why I activate it by recognizing that I am the emissary of consciousness. I am the emissary of consciousness. I am the emissary of the consciousness. I am the emissary of consciousness. And take a deep breath, and I take my hands to my heart. I recognize that I am capable to analyze my qualities, because by understanding them, I become aware, conscious. So I am the emissary of consciousness. And softly I take this awareness from my heart to all my body, caressing, stretching, yawning. And I come back here and now, opening my eyes. And like this, we anchor the qualities of the third eye, the I am in the third eye. So remember, as I said before, that the beliefs are those that push us to do things in our life, and the qualities are the tools that we have to achieve those stuff. So this is why after all this we can say, when someone tells us what you are saying is not true, you can say, yes, I know, but my truth is helping. So see you tomorrow, and see you at the same time as always for the throat chakra. Write down and then rest. See you tomorrow.